It wasn't supposed to be special. Just another morning, quiet, ordinary, almost too still. But something about the air felt heavier. Not like before a storm, heavier in a way my soul could feel. I remember stepping outside, barefoot on the cold stone floor, and the first thing I noticed, the birds weren't singing. No sound, no wind, just silence, stretching wide across the sky. The horizon was washed in soft gray, and yet there was this faint shimmer, like light was trying to speak, but couldn't find words. I stood there for a moment, breathing in that strange stillness. Then I whispered, almost jokingly, "Lord, are you there?" No answer. But the second I said it, the air changed. It started as a vibration, deep, gentle, almost like a hum beneath the earth. It wasn't thunder, but it had weight. The kind of sound you don't just hear, you feel, like the world itself was taking a breath, and then the sky moved. Not the clouds, the sky. It shimmered, rippled like fabric caught in unseen hands. For a second I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but the light was alive. It was bending, folding, reaching down. I could feel it on my skin, warm, but not sunlight. It was like being wrapped in something holy. My heart started racing. The ground felt different, like it was listening too. And then I heard it, a low voice, not from above or below, but from everywhere. Said my name. Not loud, soft, but so clear it cut through everything else. I froze. My knees felt weak. I tried to answer, but my lips trembled. And then the voice spoke again. "Do you see what I see?" The words echoed through me, not around me. Like every cell in my body had suddenly remembered who made it. I looked up. The sky, it wasn't blue anymore. It had turned into a deep ocean of color, waves of gold and violet weaving together like breath and heartbeat. Every second new shades bloomed and disappeared, as if the heavens were painting and erasing themselves in rhythm. Then came the sound, like 1,000 whispers, every language and none at all. It wasn't chaotic. It was harmony. I could hear laughter, weeping, worship, all woven into one song. And though it was massive, it felt intimate, like it was being sung just for me. Tears blurred my vision. I whispered, "What is this?" And then the voice, calm, eternal, gentle, "Creation remembers." Those two words felt like lightning inside me. Suddenly I saw flashes, mountains trembling, oceans glowing beneath the surface, forests breathing light with every gust of wind. Everything alive, everything listening, and I understood. The sky wasn't just speaking to me. It was answering. It was responding to something deep inside creation itself. For a moment, I felt weightless, like the earth, the air, and I were all part of the same prayer. Then the light began to pulse, slowly, like a heartbeat. Each flash brighter, deeper, more alive. I fell to my knees, not because I wanted to, because I couldn't stand. My body trembled, but my spirit felt stronger than it ever had, and in that blinding radiance I heard something again. Not a voice this time, a cry. It sounded like the world itself calling out, not in fear, but in longing. Like something was waiting to be revealed. The sky dimmed for a second, and in that darkness I saw shapes forming, cities, crowds, faces. People walking under the same sky, but not seeing it, eyes glued to their screens. Hearts too loud to hear the silence. The voice spoke again, this time heavier. "They have forgotten the sound of wonder." Those words pierced through me like a blade of truth. I knew exactly what he meant. We live surrounded by miracles, and yet we treat them like routine. I looked up again. The clouds were shifting, spiraling into patterns I'd never seen before, like symbols written in light. And then the voice said something that made my heart stop. "When the sky speaks again, many will not understand." I didn't know what it meant, But before I could even think, a wind tore through the stillness, fierce, alive, holy. It rushed past me with such force that I stumbled back. And in that wind, for just 1 second, I saw something, a glimpse of light so pure it burned to look at, then silence again. Just me, standing under the same old sky. But it wasn't the same anymore. Nothing was. I could still feel that hum in my chest. The echo of something eternal. Something that wasn't done speaking yet. I didn't realize until then. The sky doesn't need thunder to talk. It only needs silence to listen. If you've ever looked at the sky and felt something staring back, maybe it's time you start listening too. Comment, I hear it, if you've ever felt that pull from above. The silence after the light faded was heavier than anything I'd ever felt. It wasn't empty, it was expectant, like the world was holding its breath, waiting for something else to happen. I stayed there for a while, staring at the sky, half afraid it would speak again, half afraid it wouldn't. The clouds were still shifting, slow, soft movements like the ocean breathing. Every now and then a faint shimmer would flash behind them, as if something still lingered on the other side, and then the wind returned. Not violent, not cold. It brushed against my face like a whisper, and I heard it again, that same voice, not from above, not below, but from within everything. Look again. I lifted my head and the horizon began to glow, not with sunlight, but with something deeper, older. Colors I had no name for spilled across the sky like rivers of living flame, and in that brilliance, I saw something that took my breath away. The light began to form shapes, not clear at first, just outlines like memories caught in the mist. But slowly, they became clearer, hands lifted, faces turned upward, millions of people across the world standing under the same sky, but seeing it differently. Some were crying, some praying, some just watching, silent in awe. But most walked right past it, eyes down, hearts closed. And the voice said, "The sky has always been speaking, but they no longer lift their eyes." Those words hit me harder than thunder. It wasn't anger in that voice, it was grief, like the Creator mourning His creation's forgetfulness. The images shifted again. Now I saw screens, towers, cities glowing like false suns, people trapped in their own reflections. They carried the light, but not within them, on their devices, on the walls, in the things they built to replace wonder. And the voice spoke again, quieter this time. They have replaced revelation with noise, but the sky will speak again, and this time all will hear. The wind roared through the valley as if agreeing. Trees bent, dust swirled. I fell to my knees again, my hands gripping the earth. "What are you showing me?" I whispered Dot, and in that moment, the world around me began to fade. The ground, the trees, even the air, all dissolved into light, until there was nothing left but stillness and glow. Then I saw a vision, not of the sky this time, but of time itself. It moved fast, days turning to years, light flashing through generations. I saw the rise and fall of nations, crowds chanting, leaders speaking, storms coming and passing. And through it all, the same sky watching silently, but then in one frame it changed. The clouds turned red, the stars dimmed, and a sound unlike any I'd ever heard rolled through everything. Not thunder, not wind, something living, and it spoke again. When the heavens speak for the last time, it will not be to warn, but to awaken. Those words burned in my chest. I felt my heartbeat match the pulse of the light around me. And then everything stopped. The scene shattered like glass. I gasped, and suddenly I was back on the ground, same place. Same sky, but now there was a faint glow above me, a thin golden crack running across the clouds, like the veil between heaven and earth had been torn just a little. The air hummed with energy. I could still hear echoes of the words, "to awaken." And then something unexpected happened. I saw a single feather, pure white, fall slowly through the air, glowing faintly as it landed on my hand. It felt warm, alive. I knew it wasn't from any bird. It was a sign, and in that instant I understood the sky hadn't spoken to me. It had spoken through me. It wasn't a message for one person. It was a call for everyone who still believes, who still listens. When the world goes quiet, who still looks up when everyone else looks down. That's when I realized what he meant by creation remembers. The earth, the sky, the wind, they all carry his voice. They always have. We just stopped listening. I sat there for hours as the sun rose, watching light spill across the horizon, turning gold to blue, darkness to day. It wasn't ordinary sunlight. It felt like a promise, and in that moment I made one too. I whispered into the wind, "I'll listen, even when no one else does." The breeze shifted, soft, almost like a reply. I smiled. And as I turned to go back inside, I looked one last time at that endless sky and said, "Thank you for speaking." Because I finally understood the sky never stopped talking. It was me who finally became quiet enough to hear. If you've ever looked up and felt like something greater was reaching back, don't ignore it. That's not imagination. It's invitation. Comment, "I'm listening," if you can still hear what the world forgot to notice.